Victor Wembanyama has taken the league by storm, and after not even a full season is already a top 5 defender and arguably a top 15 player. Wemby is one of the clutchest guys in the NBA and is seemingly improving every game. But just how good of a year is he having? Potentially the best season by a rookie of all time, and just how good can Wemby be in the future? Wembanyama's basic counting stats are virtually unseen from rookies. He's averaging 20.8 points per game, the most by rookies since Luka Doncic, and is currently 5th among points per game by rooks since the turn of the century. Among those top 5, he has the highest true shooting percentage at 56.5%. And second highest field goal percentage, only behind Blake Griffin, who attempted just 24 threes that year. Wemby's a very good all-around scorer as he can get inside at will, and because of his absurd height and wingspan, he has generated some of the craziest dunks and highlights this season. He's shooting 73% on shots within 3 feet of the basket, and though he hasn't been very efficient in the mid-range, has shown he can knock down some shots, especially off the dribble, and has also heavily improved his shooting throughout his season. He started 27.8% from 3 in the first 26 games, but in the last 34, shot over 36% from deep. Additionally, nearly 50% from the field, showing the growth he has made over less than one season so far. He's adapting to NBA ball at light speed, which should have been expected considering we have seen him play pro balls for years in Europe. Wemby is also insanely unique as he is shooting abysmal at 27.9% on catch and shoot threes, but 39.2% on pull-up trays. He's showing the clear shooting potential that we all hoped and could turn into a 38 to 39% deep range shooter, which for a big man on the volume that he's shooting currently over 5 a game could turn him into one of the greatest big man shooters ever. And even for this season, not having that efficient splits really does not matter much, and he's a rookie. That is what we expect of rookies. The Spurs are not a competing team at 15-53, though over the last few weeks have been getting more competitive, going 4-5 in their last 9, and that Wemby has been getting more efficient as the season goes on and has been improving on the scoring side. Potentially Victor Wembanyama's best trait is his defense, and he's having a generationally great defending season from a rookie. He isn't some scrappy guard that has a limited defensive ceiling but comes into the league as a pest, but his rim deterrence is something that is extremely rare for a player this young. We have already seen players get challenged at the rim and sometimes even refuse to go because Wemby's around, and anytime that he's on the court, the paint is not a safe place. Though we did get tested more in the beginning of the season, teams have got the notion of just how good at rim protection he is, and it still does not matter. Wemby is someone that floats around, making the offense hard for all 5 of the opposing players. It is extremely hard to drive on him with that long of a wingspan, and he can recover very well and still block shots or deter them after mistakes because of his frame. But Wemby's also very good at knocking balls away and has the insane frame to close out on shooters despite him being far away because of how mobile he is. The most mobile player at this height we have ever seen, which makes him different from other 7-footers. Wemby has single-handedly carried the Spurs defense, and his midseason development has directly correlated to the Spurs getting better on that side. As San Antonio ranked 27th in defensive rating up to December 11th, but since that date has been around league average, ranking 17th at 116.2. Wembanyama is currently leading the league in blocks with 213, as nobody sits even close, with Chet and Brook Lopez at second place more than 40 away from him. Wemby also has 3.5 blocks a game, as Walker Kessler in second is just at 2.6 every match. He leads the league in block percentage at nearly 10%, and Wemby has also been a solid rebounder unlike what was expected, with 10.4 rebounds a game, just one of 12 players with double-digit boards, and has a defensive rebound percentage of 4th place with 30.9%, higher than elite rebounders like Nikola Jokic, Rudy Gobert, and Anthony Davis. Wemby has also been surprisingly elite as a playmaker for a center. He is currently averaging 3.5 assists and is top 10 amongst all centers and sits 7th among qualified centers in potential assists, but being on a rebuilding team will drag these stats down, but he has been able to create due to similar reasons to all-time great Nikola Jokic. Vic is just so tall he can just pass over guys and has elite vision with a touch beyond his years. He's turning the ball over at a high rate. He's a rookie that has been learning and improving throughout the season, and of course has improved with turning the ball over throughout the season, but that was expected. He's a rookie, and among rookies, Wemby leads in points, rebounds, steals, and blocks per game, while sitting top 5 in assists per game and total threes. But these stats aren't just crazy for rookies, but also the entire NBA, as he ranks 36th in total points, 12th in rebounds, 87th in assists despite being a center, 19th in steals, and of course 1st in blocks. And arguably the most impressive part is that Wemby's averaging just 29 minutes per game. If you've made it this far in the video and enjoyed it, please subscribe. It would help a ton and it would mean a lot to me. But back to the video. Those minutes are increasing. The Spurs clearly want him to get adjusted to NBA ball and not too overworked with too many minutes, but when adjusting to what he should be playing with the level of player that he is, his per 36 stats are 25.8 points, 12.9 boards, 4.3 assists, 1.6 steals, and an absurd 4.3 blocks while making over 2 threes. With 13 games remaining, Wemby has the 8th most blocks by rookie ever, and if he were to get 40 more blocks, a slightly lower goal considering he did play all 13 games at the same pace, he would reach 46. That would put him 6th among our rookies and just a handful away from top 4. This is also the most blocks in a year by a rookie since 1993, when Shaquille O'Neal and Alonzo Mourning reached 319 and 286. He has the most blocks by a player since Miles Turner in 2017, and by the time you have seen this video, Wemby will most likely be higher than that 214 mark. He isn't just risking having a worse contest for blocks, as some defensive players do and inflate their numbers, but he has a very good 46.6 defensive field goal percentage. Despite being a rookie center, a very good marking combined with his defensive versatility and ability to guard the top guys makes him one of the best defensive players in the league currently, and the best defensive rookie in recent memory. Wemby is one of just 5 rookies to average more than 20.5 points since 2000, and that list shortens to 4 when adding his 3.5 average assists. He's one of just 41 players to have those averages this season, and is the only player to do in less than 30 minutes per game, second closest being Zion at nearly 31. And when the 10 rebounds per game are added, those 41 players drop to just 5, with the list being Nikola Jokic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, who played just 34 games, and Anthony Davis, a star-studded group with a combined 5 MVPs and 3 championships. What is arguably most impressive about Wemby is his shooting combined with his defense. He's one of just 5 players in the 9th occurrence in the NBA history with 80 plus threes and 150 plus blocks in a season. There have been just 4 players with 80 plus threes and 180 plus blocks, and just 2 with 200 plus blocks. Wemby and Ray Fofrence are the only 2 remaining, and with around a dozen games left, Wemby's tied in blocks and just 3 deep balls back, with over 2 less minutes per game, so Wemby will reach that mark. There are bigger guys like Miles Turner who can space the floor with solid 3-point shooting, and that is very useful in this NBA, where being able to do virtually everything and space the floor is extremely valuable. 5 of the top 7 seeds in the East have starting centers that can space the floor, being Kristaps, Brook Lopez, Wendell Carter, Joel Embiid, and Miles Turner, while in the West, 4 of the top 6 seeds reach that quota, being Chet Holmgren, Nikola Jokic, Jonas Valanciunas, and Domantas Sabonis. Now, where does Wemby currently rank in the NBA? As an all-around two-way player at this level, which is a very rare and valuable archetype, I think he's the 3rd best center, only behind, of course, Jokic and Embiid, but above notable guys like Bam Adebayo and Domantas Sabonis. He's on the same tier as Adebayo defensively, while Sabonis is not a great enough offensive engine to rank him above Wemby when considering his negatives. But even if you are lower on him, he's undoubtedly a top 5 center, while I have him as a top 20 player with a legit argument to being top 15. While at the start of the season, it was not that way, but his defensive presence just does not let him have a terrible game, even if he is inefficient offensively, which is why the Spurs are becoming a competitive team despite the supporting cast being rough, with Trey Jones, Devin Vassell, Jeremy Sochan, and Julian Champagnie starting since the All-Star break, but is still the 19th ranked net rating in that time span, higher than teams currently in the postseason like the Bulls and 76ers, while even having the same as the Los Angeles Clippers, who are 4th in the West. Now, compared to other notable rookie seasons like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he just doesn't stack up, but in recent years he has an argument. Since 2000, Wemby might be the best rookie, alongside players like LeBron James, Luka Doncic, Chris Paul, and Blake Griffin, and Wemby's team being this bad does hurt his case, but on an individual level, Victor's numbers are insane. While Wemby might not be the greatest rookie ever, he's on path to having one of the best careers ever, continually getting better as teams just do not have an answer for him.